Right, and we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live from Eye of the Storm. This is our second edition of the AMA. Today, we are joined by Martijn Haspels, who's our head of community and customer care. We have Alex Hidalgo, head of product. We have myself, Matthew Chewin, head of marketing. Simon Yu, CEO and co-founder. And we're also joined today by Kian, who's on our customer care team and will be moderating today. So, hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. I'm going to hand over now to Kian to take on with the questions.
Yeah, hi everyone. So, as Matt said, I'm going to be reading out all of the questions that was submitted by our community. And first, we got a question for Alex here on the product team, and it's from DC Upper. The question is, what developments are the team most excited about, Alex?
What's up, StormX community? And thanks, DC Upper, for the question. We're super stoked for what's coming up. We have the debit card, which is launching this year. And there's two things there, why debit card is so important for us. One of them is it adds more utility to our token. So you can actually spend the StormX token. And then the second is cashback. So as you spend this token on your debit card at anywhere, major payment processors are allowed, you'll get cashback on qualifying purchases. And we're also partnered with a number of major affiliate marketing platforms to offer those too. And another big one is the NFT experiment, which is coming up. We're super stoked about that because we're partnering with Select, who's a big esports legend. Simon's actually a really big fan of his personally, and he can talk more about that. But and he's also the creator of the Sup Sun shrug emoji, which I've used more times than I can count, and is like a really big cultural meme for us and for the internet. So we think it's a really big deal. We also have governance that's coming up. We're launching it in its first iteration for the token swap, which is really important for us to get done as soon as possible. We know a lot of people are waiting on that, and we appreciate your patience. And once that's done, we're going to work towards more of a decentralized version of governance. And so, yeah, stoked about that. And growing the team. We want to build fast. We want to build great products. So we're bringing on awesome people to help us do that. We've just brought on Dana, who's not on this call right now, but started on Monday. He's from the Dash Core team, and he's coming on as our lead product manager. Kian just introduced himself, and he came from Crowdcast, which we're on or using for part of our tech stack right now. We have Veronica, who's in United Kingdom, coming on as a social media manager, and Adrian, who is coming on as a backend engineer that all of y'all will meet in a future call. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Thanks a million. I bet everyone's excited about the stuff we have in the pipeline and the stuff that we're excited about also. So the next question here is for you, Martijn. Let me go ahead and focus you for everyone. So this question is from Seasonal Vocal Chord Exchange. And the question is, the StormX community loves the token. What are the actions for the community? And what can they take to best support the token in a way that is helpful to the development of the team and staff?
Well, thanks, Kian, by the way, and hello, everyone. First of all, we are really happy that the community is already doing so much. You guys are retweeting, suggesting shops, boosting the Discord server also, and of course, most of all, spreading the word around StormX and helping other community members out. So, yeah, we noticed this already and really appreciate this. And the only thing I would like to ask you guys is just keep on doing this. It's of great value to us. And yeah, you guys are doing a lot already, in my opinion, it is.
And I can jump in here as well too. Regarding the token, it's an extension of our product, which is our application, which I hope everybody is using here. But one of the key things that we're working on, Alex brought this up, the debit card, and it's exciting for two reasons, right? So one is you can spend your StormX tokens. So when you buy it, you can just spend it as easily as fiat, which is pretty revolutionary because offboarding, onboarding channels just didn't exist when we first started in like 2014. It was you had to send money through multiple different exchanges, and it was such a pain in the butt. And the second reason is it's similar to a membership program, like within our application. You'll be able to receive much higher cash back than traditional credit card or debit card just by holding StormX tokens. So the more that you own, the higher the cash back you'll get. And we do have some exciting news where Currently, right now with the StormX app, it's around 700 stores, a little over 700 stores that we currently offer. But with the debit card extension, we'll have added 15,000 plus stores from all the top stores that you guys have been asking for, including restaurants, grocery stores, wholesalers, gas stations, like pretty much everything.
Hotels.
So, yeah, hotels. Like I mean, the categories just go on and on. Just to put it in perspective, it's 700 versus 15,000. So we're going to be able to broaden the scope way further, so the usage is much higher. And and at the end of the day, I always keep preaching this as well too. I don't like speculators coming into our project. If they want to, then that I really suggest that they go to some other project, right? The thing that makes StormX really unique is that it's a true utility token, and there is somewhat of a fixed supply. So the more people that sign up, there's just a natural demand for why people need the tokens, just because it's more useful. So we could increase it in two different ways, which is one, increased exposure. And I think a lot of you guys have seen the Portland Trailblazers news. We're now able to get exposure through millions of people across the world. And that's just the start. We have a lot more coming up in terms of the marketing front, led by Matt. And second is the utility aspect. So how can it be more useful? So we have 700, we're adding 15,000, and that's just one of the steps that we're doing now. And it'll just create more demand as to why you want to own the tokens, so you can upgrade and get all these benefits. So
sweet. The next question for you, Simon, is when can we expect the card to start rolling out, and what will the perks/tiers be?
Yeah, so we don't have an exact timeline yet, but we are pretty close. Part of the uncertainty is because we are relying on banking partners, and the process in terms of legal and compliance does take a little bit longer. But on our front, we've been busy trying to add all the stores for the cashback. So as I mentioned, the 15,000 stores, stuff like this is something that we're looking forward to. And we will be starting in the US, but starting to expand that internationally as well too is something that we've been working on. So, awesome. But this year is
exciting stuff. And Matt, the next question is for you. It's from StormX Pays My Bills, and StormX Pays My Bill asked, what's the marketing push for StormX going to look like in the coming months?
Excellent question. Surely you've seen how we've kicked this off here with the Blazer sponsorship, which we're all really excited about here internally, and I'm hoping that you guys are as well. On top of that, we've got a whole myriad of things planned for this, not purely with the Blazers, but across the board, going in from all aspects here, from physical, digital, TV visible, to really kind of hit all marks here. I mean, this is our opportunity now to really propel the brand forward, and we're not going to miss a beat on that. I know people have been asking about digital marketing and influencers. Yeah, we've got that in the bag. That's definitely on the route here. So we're looking forward to rolling a lot of these out. So you can expect to see a lot more coming out from us across social and across as many mediums as possible here to reach the masses. I mean, after all, our kind of ethos here is to make everyone able to earn wherever they are at any time. And we've got to reach everyone first. So that's our goal right now.
Next question here for Alex. It's from Green Zombie. And they asked, if Cardano ERC20 converter and network launch progresses smoothly, has the team looked into migrating to the Cardano network for lower transaction fees in both exchanges and staking mechanism?
What's up, Green Zombie? Thank you for the awesome question. Honestly, I spend a lot of my free time just like digging into L1, L2 stuff. And that's always in the back of our mind is like, how do we lower transaction fees for staking? Because that's a big deal. Paying ridiculous fees on Ethereum at times is not something that we want to do long term. Thankfully, there's a lot of development on L2. I've been using Polygon, starting to use Optimistic, testing things out. And we've talked to all the major protocols. Like we have comms channels open with them as new things come up. We're talking to them, figuring out how things are working out, when they're going to be launched, can we test them? Right now, Ethereum is still the #1 chain to be working on for a variety of reasons. I mean, besides the security, it's also the most mature, all the way up to layer 3 dApps and wallet experiences, which is most important. If you look at the other chains, the wallet experiences are still a bit rough. You just don't have that many users to go through the flow to test things out. And so for now, we're sticking with Ethereum, but we are blockchain agnostic, meaning, at the end of the day, we want to build really great user experiences, and we'll do that with whatever technology is best suited to do that. Yeah.
Sweet. Next one is for you, Martijn. And the question is, who has the best Zoom background amongst all of the staff?
Yeah, I've seen this question already this week, so I took I took a print screen, and I think I can explain a lot about it, but I'll just share you a print screen on Discord. Season Focal Cord Exchange, and I think Ollie is going to win this round. Ollie is our designer, and he has a dog. His dog is named Oscar, if I'm correct, and he as you can see, he lost the dog, so. That's it.
Okay, cool. And next one for Simon here. This is from Max McIntyre. And Max asked, when will we receive the complete list of benefits for the debit card again? So people are really interested in that. I have heard that some stores will be added to the debit card that is not currently supported. Will all purchases be made in StormX tokens?
So the exact date, we're still working on that, and we'll let everyone know as soon as we can. But we're pretty excited to release this as well too, because our team dog foods our own product. We use StormX app for everything, and we've been hearing all the recommendations from our users, like restaurants and gas stations, like all this stuff, and we pretty much added like most of, I think, what people are asking for. So this is going to be really useful. And then, yes, people will be able to purchase StormX. Use StormX tokens when they make the purchase. And the cool part is, yes, you will be able to use fiat and just go into like any 7-Eleven or Walmart and just load it up directly, which is one, a killer use case, but two, just the simplicity in terms of going to our benefit, which is to always focus on mass adoption and for people that don't understand crypto, and making that easier so we can actually have millions of people interact with it, rather than, I think the whole staking rewards locked up is around 90,000 so far. So with this extension, I'm looking forward to hitting that million user mark as soon as possible. Sweet.
Next question for you, Matt. And this question is, with crypto being owned mostly by men, 85% male to 15% female, according to this person's statistics, and online shopping being mostly equal across gender, is the team considering marketing methods by which they can better introduce women into the StormX community? Maybe a female sponsor?
Yeah, 100%. Here at StormX, we kind of see a 70-30 skew towards male. Not to say that we can't attract more females to StormX. We've definitely looked into working with some influencers, some people within the community as well that we can talk with in terms of sponsoring. There's definitely a lot of opportunity there. And I think as well, it lends itself pretty well. We pride ourselves on being an entry-level point into StormX. That's not just for guys, it's for women as well. And we will definitely be aiming towards both genders at this. And I think there needs to be a male skew when it comes to crypto cashback. We've also got a multi-platform influencer sub-campaign that's going to be targeted at women that'll be launching in the coming months. So watch out for that as well.
All right, perfect. Next one for you here, Alex. Let me go ahead and focus you. So the question is from Poe, and they're asking, lowering the threshold of the tiers and offering larger benefits isn't likely sustainable or economical. Plus, the tiers offer a carrot for people to strive for and reward early holders for taking on greater risk. Not everyone can or will be obtain the highest tier. That's my point. My question, we will see a greater number of tiers, and what governance options are being considered?
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree here, Poe. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to wait. All right. My signal slowed down a bit.
No problem.
I think I'm good now. Yeah, I 100% agree here, Poe. The tiers have become more expensive over time, and we want to lower the tiers to make it more accessible for newcomers to the space. There's a few ways we can do that. There's for sure lowering the token requirement. There's expanding the levels. But we think that this is where governance can really help us out. We could go and just set them as we see fit, but we think it's better that the community helps vote and figure out what's the best way to do this, because at the end of the day, this impacts you all the most. And yeah, we look forward to launching governance. The other thing is, like high levels like Diamond tier, we really wanted to have that black card type feel, especially once the debit card comes out. So, be on the lookout for, much more interesting VIP benefits as we spend time developing this membership model. And if you have suggestions on benefits and what you think it should be, you don't have to wait for governance. Like, we want to start the conversation as soon as possible. So if you hop into Discord, start the conversation there. I think that's be helpful for everyone.
Yeah. And speaking of Discord, another question for Martijn here. All right. So this question is from Silverboy. Gold, here I come. What's the reason for the limitation of no promo codes when making a purchase with StormX cashback?
Yeah, that's a great question. Each shop has its own rules when it comes to crypto cashback. So a lot of the shops don't allow stacking right now in terms of coupons. So on one hand you have your crypto cashback, and on the other hand you have a coupon. Yeah, it's stacking and stacking. So a lot of shops don't allow that. But we are constantly in contact with these stores, and we always try to get the best deal for our community. But yeah, sometimes it's just the rules, and yeah, we need to obey them.
Cool. Very good question for you here now, Simon, from Jesus Supreme. Where do you see StormX in 5 years?
Yeah. So when Calvin and I first got together, and I think some of you guys know my background as well too. I had a pretty stable job in banking, and I got really excited about Bitcoin, but sort of gave up everything to start this crypto startup. And around 2014, we were trying to pitch to any investor out there that you're trying to do a Bitcoin startup. They thought you were selling drugs or laundering money. So it was really tough for us. I ended up having to, my first business I had started when I was really young in college, took all the profits and kept just, working for free for the StormX startup without getting funding, and even had to drive for Uber and Lyft to try to pay off my student loans faster. And Calvin was very in a similar situation as well too. He worked at McDonald's and like a bunch of other retail stores, just going through school trying to fund it himself. And the vision that we were always trying to go for is like there needs to be a platform where people can just come and just find ways to earn money online. And so that's what we've been doing. So we started with microtasks, and we expanded into shop and cashback, and then eventually, a few years down the line, we'll be expanding to Storm gigs, which will be more of the Upwork, Fiverr, TaskRabbit, sort of the freelance economy. So when you look at the global world right now, more and more jobs are being shifted remotely, especially last year during COVID. We saw huge shifts in remote work, and this will continue growing. Physical jobs, and depending on where you live, won't matter anymore. And then if we can aggregate all those jobs and put it into a single platform and say, hey, you want to earn some money, come to the StormX platform. And right now, we are using cryptocurrency, but we're using cryptocurrency because the transaction fees with the technology that we came up with are super cheap. And so that's why we're able to be global. But it's not necessarily the end goal for us. Our end goal is just how can we put more money in people's pockets. So, right now we've had, I think, 3 or 4 million downloads, but I want to see at least 100 million downloads, 100 million users actively using this platform and using it every day, and just finding a way to earn whether it's side income or a main source of income through everyday just activities through our application. So
sweet. And next question for you, Matt. It's from Silverboy also. He said, he's talking about the card, and he said, currently pre-registration for the debit card is available to the US only, and they can expect to see the rollout of the StormX debit card shortly. Approximately, when can we expect the card to be rolled out in Europe?
Sure. Being from the UK, I'm super excited to receive my card too. Ideally, we have to get the US rollout done, which we're super close to at the moment. It shouldn't be particularly too long from that. Obviously, this is pending completion of legal aspects of the deal, but we'll keep the community updated as we go along with this. We're really excited to get the debit card out, and we want to make sure everyone can use this. So once the US is out, we'll be looking straight to Europe to get this ready for everyone there. So everyone who's pre-registered, and if you haven't pre-registered already, be sure to go and pre-register. it'll be kind of on a first come first serve basis. So those who are pre-registered earlier will be there to get it a bit sooner. So make sure you're top of the queue. And as soon as we have that European information, we'll let you know.
Cool. And flowing in from one card question to another, Alex, I have kind of a more technical card question for you here. One moment, I'm just going to focus you. So the question is here, so I understand the debit card will use StormX tokens as the currency for purchase, but are there any plans to allow other currencies to be used, i.e. USDC, so some users don't have to worry about their balance fluctuating with market price?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Jesus Supreme.
Yes,
awesome
Jesus Supreme, great name.
So we'll definitely start with our StormX token. It adds more utility for us, but nobody just has one token in this space. There's so many awesome projects. So we do want to make things easier. Stable coins are really useful in that respect for volatility. So over time, we'll be adding more currencies, and that just adds more utility to our debit card membership model. So yeah, start with StormX, but we'll continue expanding there.
Cool. All right, for you, Martijn. Okay, is it safer to keep StormX? Oh, I focused myself. Sorry about that.
That's not bad.
Is it safer to keep StormX on Metamask and stake StormX, or keep them in Voyager exchange?
Yeah, well, if you ask me what is safest, I would always say a personal wallet is way more safe than keeping it on an exchange. If it's a personal wallet in combination with a Treasury or Ledger, for example, it's yours, and that makes it way more safer than sending it to somewhere where it's not completely yours. So I would say on a personal wallet, and staking, yeah, of course.
Cool.
Of course, right. I love staking.
Yeah, we all do. All right, next question from Mijitsumo for you, Simon. Do you consider Fold, Lolly, or Pay as StormX competitors? What special advantages do StormX have against these companies?
I guess it's tough to say because they are doing similar things, but in terms of where we are in terms of progress, we're just much further ahead. The competitors that we like to see are the traditional guys, which are Honey and Rakuten. They're both multi-billion-dollar companies, but we're able to just grow at a much faster pace because one, we are global, so because of the way that we process transactions, our fees are much lower. So we've never charged any of our users a withdrawal fee. We've always paid that from our own pocket, but some of the other guys that are doing the crypto services, they can't because Bitcoin and Ethereum transaction fees cost a lot of money. And if from a traditional cashback industry, the margins are already pretty thin. So it's just a tough business to sustain. Our team is also just really excited about blockchain in general. And we're not just using, Bitcoin, it's just a payment method, which a lot of these companies are doing. We're using stuff like, DeFi and like staking, and we're launching governance. So our users can actually place votes on what we make on our product decisions, and decentralizing the company even further. I mean, what can we do to really put the best of blockchain into an app that makes it stand out and that makes it different? So on average, if you earn StormX tokens, your rewards are significantly higher than any of the competitors that, even Rakuten or Honey. Then there's, just weekly staking rewards on top of it, and the ability to be able to vote. And these are just the beginning. There's so many different things that we can get truly a community involved with that project, which is something that we're really focusing a lot on.
Sweet, thank you so much, Simon.
And I'll add two more things there too. We have a tokenized membership model. None of them have that as well. And we have our own patent for how we do our internal transactions, so we can lower the fees. And those are two really important pieces that just other people in the space just aren't doing. That makes us, a much higher barrier to entry to doing our membership model.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well.
Yeah, on to you now, Matt. Another one from Silverboy. It's about how we run our team dynamic, essentially. And they asked, does StormX team have any Donut Fridays, Cake Wednesdays, or Pizza Tuesdays, or any team lunch event they run on the regular?
Well, we're a pretty distributed team, so for the most part, not in person. I know the Seattle team have had a chance to do a couple of those, but as we're distributed, we like to kind of make up for that in other ways. A lot of us here at StormX are gamers, so we've met up over a couple of games with CS:GO. I think some StarCraft 2s on the cards as well. But seeing as we've had a big announcement today, and the team who are out at the moment together in Mexico, I reckon there's probably a Tequila Thursday going on somewhere.
Yeah, there will be anyway.
That's a great idea.
Exactly, isn't it?
It is Thursday today, right?
Yeah,
It is Thursday. Yeah.
Ah,
In Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always Tequila Thursday in Mexico.
Isn't it? Great! Another great username here for you, Alex. Lizard King at 1986 asked, "Hello, I noticed that the StormX team has added a lot of shops from the Netherlands, and that's great to see. Is there any chance Bol.com will be listed in future? Bol is a Benelux, Netherlands, and Belgium biggest online web shop, like Amazon, and everyone uses it to order products online."
Alex,
Yeah.
shall I take this one from you as a
You
Dutch?
probably know that one better than I do.
Yeah.
As a Dutchie.
It's called Bol.com. I know it's hard to pronounce, but for us Dutchies, it's quite a name. Lizard King, as I said, I'm also a Dutchie. A lot of Dutch people already requested Bol.com, me being one of them, as I shop a lot of Bol.com also. But we try to integrate, but Bol.com doesn't allow cashback deals at the moment. So we are still trying with them, but that's if they don't allow cashback, and we are a cashback platform if it concerns Bol.com. So sadly we are not able to integrate it now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But if you have, go on.
I was just gonna say, and as we roll out the debit card, the debit card helps us like fill up this gap of stores that we might not have like directly in the app, and so there's still a possibility of working with them. So we haven't had that conversation with them yet, but we will eventually.
Ideal, perfect. And now moving on to another question a new question from Bonage, and that's for you, Simon. Will the number of tokens required for membership tiers change as the price increases? For example, the platinum and whale level might be unobtainable for the vast majority of people above 2 cents. VGX recently changed the levels required for their loyalty tiers due to the price action, and to allow for more obtainable tiers. Will StormX do something similar?
Yeah, this is something we've addressed before too, but once our governance feature launches, we'll get our users to start placing votes on different things like, how many tokens should memberships be required and et cetera, which is really exciting. So we're gearing up, I think next week, guys, right? For the token swap in terms of the people that haven't swapped the Storm to StormX tokens yet. We're reopening that and just letting people vote on how the rules should be organized. But with that comes a lot more product features that users can vote, which is pretty awesome because as a user, you feel something and you want something changed. And instead of just complaining about it on social media or support team, which might not respond to you, you can actually place a vote and it's tracked, which like you can see and be able to share, this is how I voted, and actually make an impact on the product that you use every day, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
And just to touch on as well, like Simon said, regarding the voting, we're kicking this off in about a week. So everyone will be able to put their votes together and start this journey with us. And as we evolve it, we'll have a chance to go further into the voting options that Simon just outlined.
Precisely. And I have a question for you here now. How are you planning to tackle partnerships and adding more stores and regions outside of your current focus? For example, Oceania. Will the company be hiring dedicated people to spearhead / manage different markets?
Yeah, that's the goal pretty much. To have sales teams onboard new shops in their own regions is the best way to do this. And we plan to ideally grow the team out across APAC, EMEA, and LATAM. And then therefore have a global team that can handle regional contracts and onboard these partners. And even more so when it comes to having the debit card. As we're growing that exponentially, it's going to make sense to have boots on the ground in these regions. As a lot of people here have mentioned already, we're growing the team. So watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space indeed.
Yeah, and to add on there, we're hiring a affiliate marketing manager and affiliate marketing associate. because there's a lot of good work to do there. And like Matt said, eventually the model is we have the core team there, and then we have regional managers that are in each region that just understand the market better because they're from there, speak the language, they have connections there as well. And so that's the best way to grow the sales team.
Can you tell the people watching how they can apply for jobs at StormX?
Yes, you can go to our LinkedIn company page, and we're hiring a lot because we're growing. We've got engineering roles, we've got non-technical sales roles, and a few others there.
Perfect. All right, and question for you, Alex, from someone named StormX Pays My Bills. Will StormX continue hosting NFTs, and will you all be implementing this into the app for NFT purchases and exchanging?
Yeah, this is another fun one. We've been having so much fun on this NFT experiment, maybe too much fun. And right now it is an experiment. We want to see how this goes, how the community reacts to it. And if it goes well, like, we want to continue expanding. There's so many amazing collaborations we could do with either creators or influencers. And just NFTs in general are a really amazing piece of technology that we think is world changing. Use cases from everything from IP to helping creators and collaborators work directly with their audience, so that there's fewer intermediaries, and royalties too, which is a big deal for creators. You can go on Google and learn more about why that's so important and how world changing that is. But yeah, if it goes well, we're going to continue expanding there.
Awesome. And next for you, Simon, from Bobby Axel. What is Plug and Play's role, being that they're an investor, and how are they being utilized by your team?
Yeah. So yeah, we were really excited to have Plug and Play as one of our investors because they're one of the earliest investors for both Honey and PayPal, and they sort of happened. They watched that transaction, and I think partly helped facilitate that as well too. But they know the space extremely well. They're extremely well connected, and they've been making a lot of intros for us in terms of scale, and for us to really be able to move on to the next step. It's difficult for me to explain some of the intros, but they're definitely ones that will help us move on to the next steps. And our goal is to try to reach 100 million users in the next few years. So
awesome.
We're excited.
Very excited. And we have one last question for you, Matt. It's from Chief Freedom, and Chief Freedom asked, with Voyager's bold move to sponsor a driver, what are the StormX plans to expand marketing other than Facebook and Google ads, which are easily blocked with browsers? Obviously, Chief Freedom didn't know what was in the pipeline, but yeah, go on if you want to answer that.
I don't know. I think we might look at the NBA. That could be interesting.
Nah, there's no way we could break into the NBA, Matt.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, we have plenty of plans to look at further sponsorships, but yeah, I guess this was out before NBA announcement, so let's go with NBA for now.
Yeah, precisely. And your final question, Alex, it's from Bonage. Are there plans to bring the app extension to Firefox and other browsers?
Hey, Bonage. Yeah, at the moment we're on Chromium-based browsers, and we definitely want to expand so it's much more inclusive. One way that we have been planning to do that is by building out a web app. So you can go to our maybe it's the app.stormx.io eventually, and see what stores we have, which countries, start shopping trips there, and you won't necessarily need to install the extension just to start a shopping trip. So that's one workaround that we've been planning on and working on. But yeah, we'll continue expanding and making it easier.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, we just have 4 questions here on my list, and they're all for you, Simon. So I'm going to the spotlight is on you now for the next couple of minutes. And next question here from StormX Pay My Bills. When StormX ultimately becomes massively adopted and used, what happens if StormX's treasury of STMX tokens runs out? Where would the new rewards come from?
Yeah, so the treasury, I it's purchased, from the market itself too, but it's right now, this is where the adoption is really important, right? Because there is a fixed supply, and the likelihood of it running out is probably very slim, just because the more people use it and are actually using it for the application and holding, it does become more expensive, just because there's a fixed supply aspect of it, right? And that's something that's just driven by the utility aspect and not the speculation, which is once the debit card rolls out, we do anticipate a lot more people using both the debit card and the token, just because it's pretty beneficial. There's a lot of really good perks on there. So so to your point, pretty low in terms of the Treasury stuff running out. Hope that answers the question. Yeah.
Next one is Stephen Ehrlich from Voyager has mentioned wanting to work with the StormX team to allow staking directly from Voyager. This will help with the heavy withdrawal fees that Voyager sometimes charges. Is this something that can be considered?
Yeah. So I got to meet Steve in person in Miami during the conference last month. And he mentioned that this is something that he wanted to do. So we are working with their tech teams to try to figure this out. But instead of just offering staking as a percentage, the reason why the StormX staking is different is it's really a gateway for the users to earn extra cash back on their membership, right? So from all the cashback purchases that they make. So that's the part that we have to figure out because it's a little bit unique. But the Voyager team has been very receptive, and those guys are awesome. I mean, I'm huge fans of Voyager and what they're doing.
Okay, cool. Next question from Fabian. Fabian asked, simple question. How do you feel about the great adventure you are in, and are you confident for the future?
This adventure has been wild, right? I mean, I mentioned to you all in the beginning of this call, sort of the sacrifices that both Calvin and myself had to take when we're first starting. It was just the two of us for a while, doing everything from, business dev to support tickets and everything. And, and then I was driving Uber and Lyft and all this stuff too. And, to come to today where, I originally grew up in Portland and be able to sponsor an awesome team like the Blazers and being able to show, millions of people that, our company is something that is really awesome. You can earn cryptocurrencies just by doing regular activities. It's a truly awesome experience, but it really is just a start for us. I mean, we had a really tough bear market in 2018-19, just like a lot of people lost interest in crypto. Our product wasn't doing too well, and we really spent a lot of time rebuilding, focusing on the core. And recently, we just had a lot of success over the last year and a half. Our product team has just been building very quickly. Props to Alex and all our devs for making those happen. And then just in terms of marketing, we've had just huge partnerships. Just the NBA is just the beginning. We have a lot more in the pipeline as well too. And we just raised some fundraising that was announced, and we also raised additional funding that will make the announcement as well too. But there's been a lot of interest, and we're able to grow the team very aggressively. So now, we spent the last 2 years really trying to refocus and redesign our product to be better, and same with our token economics. And now that the core is there, it's all about scale and growth. So over the next year, we're going to spend a lot of time and effort into marketing and partnerships and anything to help adoption for the StormX platform.
Sweet. And sadly, we have one last question for you that was picked from our community earlier. It's from the Hoff, and the Hoff asked you, Simon, directly, MJ, Kobe, or LeBron?
I got to go with my man Damian Lillard from the Portland Trail Blazers. If anyone saw his shots in the playoffs, they were pretty crazy. But he's just a humble guy, and he's one of the great, and he's super loyal and to the Portland franchise, and just everything about him, his character, not just his play style. It's just truly inspiring. He's just a great leader. So I just respect that.
Cool, perfect. So it's back on the lot of us now. Anyone have any final words?
Well, I mean, do we want to take any questions from the YouTube chat? Is there anything there that anyone wants to pick out?
Yeah, just there's kind of ones we've been answering already. I think people might have missed the start of this. Someone asked, Okay, see about the YouTube comments, people can really just spam anything, so it's hard to pick out something really good that stands out.
I see someone just asked what the announcement was. So in case anyone's missed it, we've just announced that we will be the jersey sponsor for the Portland Trailblazers starting 21-22 season. So that's all up on our Twitter. You can go have a look at that. The announcements are out. So definitely go check that out if you weren't aware already. We're super excited by this, and I think you guys should be too. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot more to come. So it's just the beginning.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you
We
planning?
also have,
Oh, sorry.
we have another announcement that was current store offerings right now is about 700, but with the debit card, we'll have over 15,000. And it's coming from a lot of the stores that people have requested. So that'll make everything a lot more useful.
15,000.
Yeah, it's a huge number.
If everyone's
Huge
excited for 700, I think 15,000 is just escalate that pretty heavily.
And there's a lot of top brands. These aren't small stores, so
I think people are looking forward to getting some cash back on their guac.
Yeah.
Me too.
I noticed a few people in the community suggesting that you might be an AI, Alex. Can you just say something that's not AI related?
Why do they think I'm an AI?
No idea.
What did I do wrong?
They say
You have an AI face, I think.
they say you don't look like your photo. They're like, he looks better than his photo and stuff like that.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I appreciate it. It must be all the sun I'm getting, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe I upgraded my camera.
He's definitely a human, everyone.
Humble.
Certainly.
Someone
humble
called you a
one,
bronze god, right? Was that you, Keith?
That was me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
No,
though.
okay.
It's very well tanned.
Yeah, I'll go back to full blonde too. I think we'll see.
Yeah, he wants to go Super Saiyan
silver.
for the next few months. Yeah.
Super Saiyan, nice.
Actually, it's silver. Interesting.
The
SJ
chat,
Alex for the weekends.
the chat is really just popping off with everyone saying debit card in and then every country ever. That's what the chat looks like right now. So, Matt, like, can we give people some ideas, Matt?
I mean, listen, we're going to be US is first out the door. Let's talk about that. But then also, Europe's happening, and we'll expand as far as we're able to. We'd love everyone to have a debit card in their pocket, right? We want to see you guys all being able to get cash back at every store you've ever wanted to get it from. And we'll come to you with as much as we can.
It will be able to showcase some of the stores that we're talking about pretty soon. What, Matt, this week?
Probably this week, next week.
This week, next week? Yeah, it's awesome. Some of my favorite stores that I always talk about.
There's some cool ones on there. Kind of gutted that I'm not in the US.
I probably shouldn't be eating.
Okay. There's one user repeatedly, Sarush Crypto, keeps on asking, do we have any token burning in our plans? I'm going to say I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but what do you think, Simon?
Yeah, we don't. And I think one thing that really does, make StormX unique is even without burning, it's just there's so much utility around it. And right now, we have 90,000 members that are currently using the rewards platform. But if we could scale this to 1 million people next year, it's just a lot more people that are using the tokens. So we don't even need to do this, and we want it to just be used on a daily basis and have people spend it and earn it and make transactions with it, which is pretty awesome.
All right, perfect. And we just don't have a whole lot of questions now. It's mostly people being really excited, congratulating us for our hard work, and thank you, everybody. All right. And people just asking, to add more shops and stuff, and we will do that. As Simon said a couple of times, we're adding 15,000 more shops, so don't be afraid. They're coming.
15,000. It's
15K, yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, this is something we're really excited about. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, then I guess if that's everyone's questions, we can end it there. I think we'll look at doing some more of these AMAs a bit more frequently, guys, as well, to get some of these questions through, because it seems like you guys have a lot of questions. And we've got answers that we want to provide you with, so we'll be looking to run these more frequently. But it looks like there aren't any other questions, so I guess all that's left to say is thanks for coming by. I'm glad you could join us. So I guess from everyone, goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
And if you need anything, support at stormx.io, or reach out to us on Discord and Telegram, Twitter, etc. So,
and if you're not on Discord already, better get on there. That's where all the fun is. Come join us.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
See you guys.
Take care,
Bye.
everyone.
Go Blazers.